coming up is we're going to be doing the 530 grid, and Patrick Reed is going to be going through all of that, and this is the bones. This is what you're here to learn, the different processes to go through to learn how to make your business better. So Patrick, it's all yours.
So, appreciate everyone coming out this afternoon. Who here has actually seen this system before or is familiar with it? If you could just raise your hands real quick. Okay, so a lot of you are new to this. Has anybody seen the Personality Masteries before? So about the same. Cool. So what I want to talk about is, let me go over the basics of what the 530 grid is. And all three of these put together, Personality Masteries, the 530 grid, and the DNA for Life for the Natural Laws. This is a business operating system for your business. The 530 grid can be used in many, many different ways. It can be used in businesses. It can be used to develop profitable partnerships. It can be used to attract profitable clients. It can be used in nonprofit organizations, really any type of organization you can think of. It has all these basic parts to it. So the first part we talk about is area one. You have marketing. Sorry about that. Which is, getting more and better leads. And there are a bunch of different boxes here, which I'll go over in a minute. But area two, you have pre-sales, which is moving leads to conversion. Area three is the sale. That's pretty basic, the yes or the no. You're trying to get the sale. Area four, servicing. Turning our servicing into a profit center. How do we service our clients at such a great level that they will want to become Area 5 clients for life? And when we look at this, there are basically different levels that go across. This is why it's a 530 grid. You've got 5 over here, and you basically have 30 of these. And each time you go down in these levels, they get much, much deeper and much, much more complex. So one of the areas when you're starting out with this system that we like to focus on is what we call the golden triangle. And so that makes up these boxes right here. So it's this triangle and its boxes. If you look at your pamphlet there, you may be able to see it a little bit better than what I have here. But it's box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So step one, identify your targets. I was talking with the group here we had at our table. I asked them, what is your ideal lead? Who is it that is the type of client you're looking for? Step two, develop and deliver a message. What is the message that you want to deliver to the person that you've identified? Step three, track 100% of your leads. A lot of companies, they say, oh, we have software, we track our leads, but tracking 100% of your leads, this is at a much deeper level of tracking leads. This is knowing your leads. You need to know what their personalities are. You need to ask all the key questions, which is step 4. If you don't ask the questions, if you're not asking them key questions, then how do you know how to service them, right? Step 5, implement 10 strategic strikes, or 10 plus strategic strikes. We've found that with any type of sale that you're making, it is generally not going to happen the first time you talk to someone. Basically, this is what pre-sales is for. So you get those key questions, and then you put them back in a pre-sales, and you keep touching that person. And it usually takes 10 or more times before they're ready to make that decision. And then step 6 is you take those, you group those people and the messages. Now, another way I wanted to talk about the 530 grid is how it can really be used to attract profitable clients. But if you want to attract profitable clients, first, I think you need to have profitable partnerships. Because if you don't have profitable partnerships, it's really difficult to have profitable clients. So does anyone know how you might be able to use the 530 grid in a little different way to attract profitable partnerships? Actually, let me ask this question first. Can anybody define what a profitable partner is? What's a profitable partner to you? Anyone?
Someone that brings referrals as well as business.
Okay, someone that brings referrals, good. What else? Pam?
Also could be somebody who builds your skills and pours into you, as far as, growth as well as not just the referrals and clients.
Do they help you provide growth within yourself? Cool. What else? What else does a profitable,
Someone who brings value.
someone that brings value to you, right? Yep. Anybody got any other ideas about it?
Probably someone you bring value to as well. So it would have to be a partnership both ways.
Exactly, right. So you're both bringing value to each other. I think that to me, all of those things create profitable partners, and it's really that you're both bringing some sort of value to each other. So how do you use the 530 grid to do that? We talked about this and said, well, this is, it's like we're talking about marketing, pre-sales, the sales. How do you use that to, develop profitable partnerships? Well, first one, area 1, marketing. It talks about identifying targets. So if you want to create profitable partnerships, well, the first thing is we need to identify who do I want to be a partner with, right? So the average consumer knows about 250 people. Anybody take a guess at how many people the average business owner knows? Let's throw out a number. What do you think?
5,000.
5,000? Yeah, it's actually about 5,500 is average for your average business owner. So if you want to attract profitable partners, chances are business owners might be where you want to look at. Well, if you think about all the business owners that you may have already as clients, or maybe you just know them, whoever they may be, identify who they are. That's area 1, right here. Identify your targets. Area 2, pre-sales. Ask every client we have what their biggest challenge is. Why are we doing that? Well, we need to find out how we're going to provide that value to them. It's not a partnership if we can't provide some value to them. So if we don't know what their biggest challenge is, how do we help them? So that would be step 2, and that would be pre-sales. Step 3, the sale. That's helping to solve the people's problems. And when we do that, when we help to solve others' problems, we develop a profitable partnership with them. Right? Step 4, servicing. That is when you install systems which will generate business opportunities for our clients. So what are those systems? Well, we've got a bunch of these systems up here. It's really the BOSS operating system. So if you want to provide a lot of benefit and you want a profitable partnership, does it make any sense to have a partnership with someone if they aren't operating at the level that you need them to operate? If their business could be more successful, isn't it beneficial to you if you help them make their business more successful? So if you were to give them these systems, then you would be able to help them earn more money, gain more value. You'd have a bigger partnership with them. And then step 5, client for life. Help your partner grow their business, and they will help us grow ours. So once you have your profitable partners, it's pretty easy to start attracting profitable clients. Imagine if you had, just one business owner that was a profitable client. Well, he knows probably 5,500 people. I think there's probably a good chance just out of that one person, you're probably going to develop some relationships with some of their clients that are going to provide you business. Imagine if you had 2. Now that's double. Imagine if you had 10 and you had 55,000 people that were in your database that you could, market to. What type of difference would that make in your company or in your business? Probably a pretty large one. So the 530 grid is not just marketing, pre-sales, sales, service, and client for life. While it is, it can be used for many different ways. Really, a lot of things that you do, you can put it and plug it into the system. And you know, you can go down here and learn some of these really high-level ones that are very difficult. But if I were going to focus on anywhere, it's this golden triangle area, because you can pick this up pretty quickly and it'll start developing results for you right away. So, wasn't sure, did that answer your question? I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Desiree.
Desiree.
It did. It did answer my question. I
Great.
know I'll have more.
Good. You have another question?
Not yet.
Okay. The other thing I would say is, you know, when the tide rises, all the ships rise together. So if you help develop your profitable partners, they help you attract profitable clients, that continues to go and everybody comes up together. So that's all I've got for you. What questions do we have? Alan?
So Patrick, I believe you're Director of Manufacturing at Tanglewood, and yet you're up here talking about like marketing and pre-sales and sales and stuff like that. So, you know, how did you learn about this stuff, or why are you interested in it, and why are you up here talking about stuff that's out of your area of expertise and your job description?
Right. Well, I think within any company, whether you're just one person and a business owner, obviously if you're one person and a business owner, you better know all these things because you're not going to get very far. But from my perspective, everyone in our company is a salesperson. And we need to look at it that way because, for example, if we want to develop clients for life, and if everyone in our company is not a salesperson, we're not going to develop clients for life. We're also not going to be able to do what is in your servicing side, which is the primary area that I focus on, which is box 12, feeding your successes into 1, 2, and 3, back into these boxes. What does that mean? So if you're feeding your successes back in our company, who are the people that are the ones that have the closest relationship with our clients? It's the ones that are out there actually servicing them. So we build conservatories all over the world. We send out installers and construction crews to install those conservatories. And I can tell you that they have more contact with our clients than I do. They have more contact with our clients than our salespeople do. So if they don't understand this, then we're missing a huge, huge opportunity. And so helping everyone within your company to understand how valuable that is, I see as a great benefit, and that's just going to be a benefit not just for the company, but for everyone within the company as well. Does that answer the question? Roseanne?
So what do you do with the people who aren't interested in your product?
Aren't interested in our product?
Are not, like, I can't build a conservatory. I don't
Right.
want one right now. What would I do with that person?
Well, I would, if you have a network, right, like we do with Legacy Partners and Life Masteries Institute, is you may, I think a lot of times you're going to find that when you start asking those key questions to find out how you can provide value to someone, you're going to find out that you might not be the person that's going to be able to provide value to them. You might not be the company that can provide value to them. So what I would do is see, hey, are there any partners that I have that can provide value to this person? Because, I may have a different philosophy, but I think that if you help someone in order to solve what their challenge is or what their need is and fulfill that need, you're going to be rewarded for that. Not to mention, you're going to be able to help one of your partners out as well, and then, that can continue to reciprocate.
So it can be a profitable partnership for the other person.
Exactly.
What if you asked them if they knew people who did want conservatories? So they actually are part of your targets, even though they're not buying something.
would if you asked, oh, if you asked the person who wasn't interested, exactly. So, absolutely, if you ask them, do you know anyone else, that might be interested in a conservatory? I think a lot of times, salespeople, from what I've seen, they're afraid to ask that question. And that's a really important question to ask, because what have you got to lose, I mean, worst thing you're going to say is no, right? But if they do happen to know someone, great, So it certainly makes sense. Great. Yes.
Why is it so important to, when you're pitching yourself to a person, why is it so important to be 100% genuine versus too overly aggressive? Do you feel that if you have a more aggressive approach, that a person will look at you as just, you kind of feel that they're just a sale to you? Or do you think it should be more neutral, more building a relationship?
I would say the latter, because I would think that if you want to really, the best salespeople in the world that I've ever met, and I'm not going to say I'm a salesperson, but the best salespeople I've ever met are people that truly care about others. If you're doing it just to, make a buck, people are going to see right through that. So it is imperative that when you are selling something to someone, that you build that relationship genuine, so that because you really do want to help solve whatever it is or give whatever need that is to that person. Because if you don't, most people are going to see right through that, and then that's why they feel like they're being sold to all the time. Probably why a lot of, if you go into a car dealership, you feel like you get attacked right away and you got a bunch of sharks coming at you right off the bat. Probably because most of them don't care about you, except for the fact they want to just take your money and sell you a car. I don't think that develops that doesn't develop a client for life. That might get you a one-time sale, but it's certainly not going to get you referrals, and it's not going to get you that repeat business.
That is perfect.
Great. Other questions? Nope.
All right, well, thank you very much, Patrick.